Hi everyone, how are you? I wanted to take a break from talking about geography and culture for a minute to have a science type discussion and story this time. In our classroom, we study the planets and our universe a lot, our solar system, and we have a lot of materials on the shelf that we use, a lot of hands-on things that I'm looking forward to using here in a few weeks when we're back in the classroom. But for now, I thought we could sing our planet song that everyone loves and read a book about the planets. And one of the reasons that I wanted to switch to this is that maybe during this time, you and your family are finding a time to camp out in the backyard or take a drive in the country. Maybe use a telescope that you have to look up at the night sky a little bit. In May, you can actually see the planets Venus and Mercury. So maybe you and your family can help identify those or use some research or articles, pictures on the internet to help you find what you're looking for and help you study the stars and the planets that you see in the night sky. So we're going to do our song the way we practice on the line. So everybody get your telescopes ready. We're going to make our own telescope. Ready? So get your telescope ready and you can start looking at the night sky. Ready? Look at all the planets going around the sun. See if you can name them one by one. I've got to get my telescope in view so I can name the planets and you can too. Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, Jupiter and Saturn are way out there far. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto too. Now I named the planets and you did too. That's an old song I've been singing for many years. Technically now Pluto is no longer considered a planet. It is a dwarf planet. But that's been part of our song for many years, so we've always decided to just leave it in there. I wanted to share with you a book about planets called The Planets in Our Solar System. Right when school was ending, many kids in the primary were illustrating the solar system and drawing the planets and labeling them. So I wanted to share this work with you. We'll be studying that when we return, and also we'll be moving on to other earth sciences like volcanoes and different types of rock and rock formations. So I look forward to doing that here in a few weeks when we're all together. This book is called The Planets in Our Solar System. Here's a special observatory telescope to see the stars even better. We all live on a planet. Our planet is called Earth. It is one of 8 planets that go around the sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. You probably know the names of some of the planets. Maybe you know all of them. The 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Pluto was considered the 9th planet in our solar system from its discovery in 1930 until 2006, when the International Astronomical Union classified it as a dwarf planet. The 8 planets are part of the solar system, and the most important part of the solar system is the sun. Just like our song, look at all the planets going around the sun. The word sol is a Latin word, and solar system means the sun system because the 8 planets go around the sun. Have you ever tried to find the planets in the sky? Uranus and Neptune are very dim. You will need a telescope to see them. But you don't need a telescope to see Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn. They look like bright stars, but they don't twinkle. They glow. You may have seen them, and you might have thought they were stars. And you don't need a telescope to see Mercury either. You can see it in the early evening just after sunset. If the sky is not very dark, then you should be able to be a good sky watcher and find Mercury. But there is another part of the solar system that you can see easily, and that is the moon. The moon goes around the Earth. It is called Earth's satellite. Most of the other planets also have satellites. We know from our studies, sometimes planets have many moons. Asteroids are also part of our solar system, and so are comets and meteoroids. Asteroids are big chunks of rock that go around the sun. Many are as big as a house. Some are as big as a mountain, or even bigger. Comets are collections of ice, gas, and dust, and the center of a comet may only be a few miles across, but the tail of gases can be billions or millions of miles long. Meteoroids are bits of rock and metal. Some are as large as boulders, but most are as small as grains of sand. Have you ever seen a shooting star? It's not really a star. It's actually a meteoroid falling towards Earth. The solar system has many parts. The sun, the 8 planets, the satellites of the planets like asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. But the main parts are the sun and the 8 planets. 7 of the planets have 1 or more satellites, and 4 of the planets have rings. The 8 planets move around the sun. They move in paths called orbits. This drawing shows the paths that the planets travel on, or the orbits. Mercury takes only 88 days to go around the sun because it's the closest planet to the sun. But the dwarf planet Pluto, it takes much longer than that. It takes 248 years to go around the sun. Mercury is closer to the sun than any other planet, but even Mercury is millions of miles from the sun. Suppose you could fly from Mercury to the sun in a rocket, and suppose the rocket went 50,000 miles an hour. It would still take more than 4 weeks to get there. It would take the same rocket over 8 years to go all the way from the dwarf planet Pluto to the sun. The dwarf planet Pluto is farther away from the sun than all the planets, but sometimes it moves a little closer to the sun. Its orbit changes. And then Neptune is the furthest planet from the sun. And Neptune is the coldest planet. Temperatures on this planet are 328 degrees below zero. That's much, much colder than any place on Earth. Even the South Pole and the North Pole never get that cold. Mercury and Venus are the hottest planets. The temperature on Mercury reaches over 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes it is even much colder. On Venus, the temperature stays around 860 degrees Fahrenheit. Planets and animals cannot live on Mercury or Venus. They would burn up. They cannot live on Neptune either. They would freeze. Jupiter and Saturn are also very cold. Of all of the planets, Earth is the only one where people live. We think no other planet in our solar system has plants or animals of any kind. Earth is the life planet. Earth is a middle-sized planet. 3 of the planets are smaller than Earth. They are Mercury, Venus, and Mars. 4 of the planets are larger than Earth. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Jupiter is the biggest of all the planets. It's much bigger than Earth. Suppose Jupiter were a large hollow ball. Over 1,000 Earths could fit inside of it. Mercury is the smallest planet. It is much smaller than Earth. More than 24,000 Mercuries would fit inside of Jupiter. Wow. Earth is the most important planet to you and to all of us. That's because it is the planet where we live. And it is not the biggest planet in the solar system, nor is it the smallest. It is not the hottest, and it is not the coldest. Earth is about in the middle, and that makes it just right for us. Thank you for listening and singing with me today. I look forward to being back in the classroom with all of you soon, or maybe sometime later this summer, or maybe even next fall, and we can do more learning together. And I miss the materials, being able to show those to all of you. But thanks for being with me online, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care out there, everybody. Bye.